Hello, and I'm Tina, and welcome to Lakeshore Academy. Today, I am going to be talking to you about what I have in my Creative Writing Funschooling Basket. Now, keep in mind that this basket is for two children. It's for a boy and it's for a girl. I have two up and rising. I have a sixth grader, up and rising sixth grader, and an up and rising eighth grader. So, due to space, I put both of their journals and related things that I use with their journals inside this one basket. Now, I have a variety of different Thinking Tree creative writing journals and stuff of that nature. Now, they might not get through all of this in one school year, but I just have a variety. My children need a lot of variety because they tend to get a little bored if they're doing stuff the same way all the time. So I try to keep a little variety, and they can pick and choose which journal they want to use at that particular day or time. Some of these they already started, some of these they have not. But these are the journals that I have. I have Spark Your Fun Schooling Adventure just for teen girls, 50 fun creative writing prompts. Now, in this one, even though it says for girls, I'm going to let my son also use it because some of the stories or the prompts, it can be for a boy or a girl. Like this is a skating board, and it has all the different pictures on it. So some of these I'm going to let for my son use it as well. This one is the Danger, Mystery, Adventure. Now, this is one that I particularly bought for my son, and he's going to use that. This one I bought for my daughter because she loves to write songs and poetry and stuff like that, and poems and stuff. So I bought this creative journal for her. She's into music with singing and stuff like that and writing her own songs. So I bought her this one, but if my son want to use a couple of pages out of it, I'm fine with that. Now, my daughter in particular loved animals. My son, he liked animals, but he more in the science aspect of the space and the nebula and stuff of that nature. But he does write about different animals. Him and my daughter, they share this. They already actually start working in this. The way that I do this, it says creative writing. My daughter, she usually write little fun stories about whatever animal that she's working on. She writes a little fun story about it. My son, being that he has problem with putting his thoughts on paper, so what I let him do is just do research on that particular animal that he's working on, and then I will actually let him. He will read it. He will read the information, and then I let him pick a paragraph or two that he liked the most within that reading, and I have him copy that about the particular animal. So that's the way that he does it. And then when he get a little bit more better with putting his thoughts on paper, because he's very verbal when he want to explain himself, but when putting his words into writing is still a little difficult for him. He can't express himself as well as he would like to in words. So I still let him do some copy work or just pick and choose out of the text in which he is reading what he likes the most, and he put it in a notebook. Whereas my daughter does both research and she writes fun little cute little stories along with it. I also have this poetry journal that both of them are going to use. My daughter, she has this one, but my son can actually work in this as well if he's want to. She actually already started in this as well. She's using this, and this is another one, singer and songwriter, which I think would be perfect for both of the kids, because the way that it's formatted with music is really, really nice. So if you're looking for a good structured something to study with music, this will be a good book, because they even talk about the notes, they talk about the scales and everything like that. So both of them are going to be using this. And I also have the creative writing notebook for both of them. It's basically kind of like the timeline where you fill in different stuff to history, but except it's for creative writing. So they're going to be using these throughout the school year. They don't have a certain time frame. I have certain days set aside where they do their creative writing. And with the creative writing, I don't grade this. I let them be creative on how they want to express themselves. Now, I do have notebooks. My son has wide rule because he writes better with when it's wide. And my daughter has college rule paper with the smaller lines. I have these notebooks in which they write their different essays or whatever on this, and then I do grade this because I don't want to stifle their creativity by marking all through on their creative writing journals and stuff like that. So I do have a more graded form where I just let them write in notebooks. My son, I don't know if you know anything about these, but these are called twistable colored pencils. And it's pretty neat. It's just basically a crayon, but in a pencil form. And my son, he doesn't like crayons. He doesn't really color well with colored pencils, and he doesn't like coloring with markers as well. But he loved these. So if you have a child that the coloring part they really don't like, maybe if you try these. When I start buying these, my son, he really, really likes this, and he colors all the time now, since we've been using these twistable color pencils. Now, in my creative writing basket, I also have writing prompts. Now, I got this from the Goodwill, and it was a game, and it's called Imagine If. So I got rid of the board part of it, the board game part of it, and I just kept these as writing prompts. It asks questions like, what type of document is this? And then it has different documents, and you can just figure out what document it is, and you can write about it. I also have a dictionary, a thesaurus, and a dictionary inside my basket so that they can keep up with their spelling and stuff like that. When I do grade some of their writings, they can go back and they can correct their answers themselves. I also have, even though these grade levels, it has 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I still use these because they're writing prompts, even though my kids are much older. When they want to be more independent, I just set this up. Like, for example, it has for this day a poem, and it asks the question for that particular day. You can have them write about, talk about your friends, why do they like them, or write a poem about their friends and use what you know. Your poem does not have to rhyme. So I have different little things in which they can do, personal narrative, and also tell them the things that they will need. And as the grades level goes higher, it gets a little bit more detail on what it asks the children to do. It talks about animals and stuff like that. So on those certain days, I would just have a writing prompt, have it sitting up on the table, and I'd be like, well, pick whatever writing prompt you want to write about, and you write about it for 20 minutes. And it's a flip-through book, and I don't have to plan it out because it's already planned out, and they just write. So we're going to be using this. And I bought this from Amazon, and the other two from eBay. Then I also have this dynamic writing ideas, another thing dealing with writing prompts. I got this free, a free download PDF, Brave Writers, so we're going to use that. And I also have this book that was given to me by another homeschool mom from Carver School. It's a child study of famous Americans. So what I'm going to do with this, it's one of those things that you're supposed to read to your child, and then you talk about and have a little different little exercises in which you can do in the book. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the story, and then I'm going to ask my children to write about what they thought about the book into their creative notebooks and stuff of that nature. So if we're talking about Robert E. Lee for that particular day, I'll tell them the story, read the story to them, then I just ask them to tell me what they thought about it, what did they like about it, tell me what they feel about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a lot of listening and writing. And I have different composition notebooks, how to write a book report, writing roundup, editing, reading and writing, Spectrum, 8th grade, writing, help you with your writing, performance assessment, how to write essays and stuff like that, and writing a research paper. So I have a lot of different things that they can pull out of this on different variety of grade levels, stuff that they can do on their own, as well as stuff that is directed by me, and then also the read alouds. So this is what we're going to be doing for the 2017-2018 school year with our writing. Of course, they're not going to get through all of these Thinking Tree journals this particular school year. I would hope they wouldn't, because that would mean I'll have to buy more stuff. So this is what they're going to be using. So if you need, I did this video so that you can see how a creative writing journal or basket box would look. And like I said again, this is for 2 children, grades 6th grade and 8th grade, my son and my daughter. So they're going to be doing this throughout the school year. Hopefully they will not finish all these journals within this one school year, but if they do, then I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So again, this is Tina from Lakeshore Academy. I want to just show you how my children's creative writing Thinking Tree basket looks to give you some ideas. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.